The number one question that I get by anyone moving to Charleston is actually illegal for me to answer. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. As always, I am Bill Olson, your favorite YouTubing Charleston realtor, and today we are talking about a question that I get more often than any other question by viewers just like you moving to the Charleston area. And if I answer this question, I can actually lose my license. So today we're going to talk about what is that question, why can't I answer it, and how you can answer it on your own without my help. First, let's talk about this question. What is it? I know everyone's dying to know. We're how long into this video and I haven't even told you yet. Well, it's very simple. That question is this neighborhood safe and does it have good schools? I guess that's two questions. It's usually in one sentence. So let's talk about that. Why can't I answer this? Well, it all boils down to fair housing and what I am and am not allowed to talk about, and something called steering. Now, to get the definition of steering correct, I printed it out straight from the National Association of Realtors website, and I'm going to go ahead and read this for you. Now, steering is the practice of influencing a buyer's choice of communities based upon one of the protected characteristics under the Fair Housing Act, which are race, color, religion, gender, disability, familial status, and national origin. Now it goes on to say that steering occurs, for example, when real estate agents do not tell buyers about available properties that meet their criteria or express views about communities with the purpose of directing buyers away from or towards certain neighborhoods due to their race or other protected characteristics. Now, if a client requests, here it is, a nice, good, or safe neighborhood, a real estate professional could unintentionally steer a client by excluding certain areas based on his or her own perception of what those terms mean. Now, in the fair housing, all of that falls under one umbrella. It's not just the schools and the crimes. For this video, we are talking just about that because that's the question that I get asked the most, how you can answer it. So we're going to go through both, and I'm going to give you all of my resources that I have that I pass along to clients and that they have actually passed along to me that they have used. If you have any other resources for this, drop them down in the comments below so that I can share those with my clients, and anyone else watching this video can check those out as well. First thing we're going to talk about are the schools, and what is considered a good school to one person could be bad to another, and vice versa. So this is a question that, again, I cannot answer, but here are two amazing resources that you can use. The first is probably more widely known, and that is greatschools.org, and the other is niche.com. Is it niche? Niche or niche? And when we look at these two websites, they have different rating systems. Now, greatschools.org gives schools a number out of 10, whereas niche.com gives them a rating just like a school, A, B, C, D, etc. I always tell my clients to look at both and also do their own outside research, whether it's on Facebook and asking questions or calling or visiting the school if you're able to formulate your opinion. Here's an example about how widely different these websites are. I personally live on Johns Island, and we are zoned for Angel Oak Elementary School. Now, on greatschools.org, it is given a 4 out of 10. However, if you look at the ratings, it's a 4.7 stars. On niche.com, we have a B-. Now, I'm no teacher, but a B- is not a 4 out of 10 in my book. It's more of like a 7.5, maybe even an 8. So they are going to be very different. Personally, I like niche.com a little bit better. It gets a lot more information out there about the area and not just the schools, and it goes into a lot more in-depth reporting on there. But again, I encourage everyone to use both websites, and if you have any others, please, again, let us know. And now we are on to the second part of the question, and that is finding a safe neighborhood or a good neighborhood, and how do you go about doing that? Now, just like the schools, something that is safe for one person might not be safe for someone else, vice versa, but I can direct you towards a few websites, and I've got 3 my clients use to look this up. The first one is Family Watchdog. Now, familywatchdog.com is a website where you put in an area or an address and it will tell you where registered offenders are living, not just sex offenders. It does have other offenders on there. So if you're looking at homes in a certain area or neighborhood, throw an address in and little icons pop up and it will tell you exactly where they live. You can even see pictures of those people, their mugshots. Now, the second website we're going to talk about is Area Vibes. Now, this one's actually a little new to me, but I really like it. This gives an overall livability score of an area. Now, this doesn't just relate to the crime rate, it relates to everything. But so if you were moving here, you would put in the area, click on it, and then it brings up a bunch more information. On the second menu, you're going to actually see a tab for crime. Once you click on that, it's going to break down the last 3 months and what types of crimes were reported in that area during that time period. So it's a great resource. The whole website is absolutely amazing too. Again, not just for crime, but for the purposes of this video, that's what we were using it for. And the last website that we have for you is Spot Crime. Now, Spot Crime is kind of a hybrid of the first two, whereas it's an interactive map like Family Watchdog, and it breaks down the types of crimes like Area Vibes. Once you get in there and you put in the area, it brings up an interactive map, and each different type of crime has its own little icon, and you can see exactly where that happened recently, whether it was a robbery, an arrest, a shooting, domestic violence, whatever it was, it's all mapped right there for you, so that can help you make an informed decision. Again, just like the schools, I suggest looking at all three of these if it's something that's important. If you're relocating to the Charleston area or looking to sell a home here, I would love to be your realtor of choice. Please hit me up however you'd like. Email, text, call, social media, I've got all that below. Send up the smoke signals. I am here to help you to answer any questions that you may have, and I will see you on the next video.